Oh, wait, am I on now? Hi, everybody. Oh, wow, I feel like a real YouTuber. I feel like a real YouTuber because I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, uh, thanks, Dennis. Right here I am. Okay, this is weird for me. So, just again, bear with me. I am trying something new. I figured that since this is my channel, I need to be doing some stuff for just me and my audience, right? So that's why I'm coming in here today, starting today, and for the month of August. I decided to do different live segments. Okay, I want to get to know my audience. I have over 200 and something subscribers, and I want to get to know them all. Some of them I know personally, like the two that's in the chat right now, and some of them I don't. So I am asking, let's see here. Again, bear with me. Y'all are my test audience. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. So I'm going to put this one up here first. So welcome everyone. Tell us where you're from. Put it down in the chat. I'd appreciate it. Some of the things I just wanted to discuss today is the direction I'm trying to get the channel to go to. So again, bear with me. Y'all know I'm new to this. Y'all know I'm only used to being interviewed by other people. So let's see how I work out for myself, right? So where are you from? Put it in the chat. I'd appreciate it. Also, how did you come to find my channel? If you know me personally, that's fine. And if you don't, and you come from someone else's channel that maybe suggested this one, that's fine. Just put it down in the chat. I appreciate that. Mainly what I want to do though, and I'm going to go over, and I'll probably go over it several times, is I'm trying to show everything about me per se. Yeah, as you know, my channel is called My Terrific Life. But I felt like I was getting really carnivore heavy. That's just a part of my life. It's the part that fuels my life, for sure. For sure. It's one of the parts that fuels my life. That and my faith in God and my spiritual journey. All of those things are a part of me. But there's other segments that I wanted to share with you guys. And so I came up with this idea. Those of you who know me, I am. And the teacher brain started in the other day and said that do like you would do in your classroom. So that's what I'm doing. In my classroom, I would have things segmented out by themes. So I started thinking, and just these themes came up. They might change later. I might like them. I might change them. We might all decide. I might take a poll eventually and see what y'all want to know more about. But I came up with these ideas. Person that I've discovered on YouTube during the pandemic, like Stephanie Perry says, just keep it real. Hey, Stephanie, if you ever find my channel, hey, girl, hey. And I always have to give a shout out to Stephanie Perry and to Jewel Pearson. If you look at my first really, I call it ad, but some people say it was pretty good, YouTube, I pay homage to them because those two ladies changed my life. But we'll talk about that on another time. We'll chat about it later. Anyway, back to what I want to do. So I'm thinking Mental Clarity Monday, and that's going to be like a segment where It's going to be similar to the Fridays, but more like I'll find a topic that I want to talk about. It may be nature and what you notice around you, and how do you find peace and joy in your life. There's several ways I find peace and joy in my life, and I just want to share that. And so that'll be part of Mental Clarity Monday. And then Tiny Talk Tuesday. I know I've already had some friends say they're excited about hearing about Tiny Talk Tuesday, because if you don't know, I live in a tiny home community and I live in a tiny. So that one will be more about like minimalistic living, even though you don't have to be a minimalist. Say that 3 times fast. To live in a tiny, but you do have to change your perspective on life in a way when you live in a tiny. So we'll talk about that on Tuesdays. It'll be another segment I'm going to do is going to be Walk With Me Wednesday. That'll be about, I feel like we need to all age gracefully. In fact, I remind myself, I just transitioned from coffee to my water. So see, a little coffee that says grace. It reminds me every day about his grace. To my water, which I need to make sure I drink every day. I usually drink it with salty electrolytes. Sometimes I use Element, but again, that's another discussion another day. But anyway, Walk With Me Wednesday, because we need to have movement. Walking is one of the easier exercises to do, if you want to call it an exercise. What I am attempting to do this month is incorporate it as a functional thing. Those of you who know me as well know I love to dance. I do salsa dancing. I've been doing a little line dancing, even though that's not my favorite, but the class I've been going to, and y'all, I got to ask the instructor if I can interview her. I'm going to interview her one of these days and talk about her line dancing class. She makes it more interesting for me. Functional exercise, like lifting things. I've been doing more of that because I just moved into the place that I'm in. So I definitely had to lift some boxes and totes and all sorts of things. It was heavy, but I was kind of proud of myself because I could lift them. Yay. So that's what Wednesdays will be about. Thursdays, it's going to be Travel Thoughts Thursday. And that's another passion of mine. If you know me, you know how I like to go. Just came back from San Francisco with a friend, and she and I had a blast. Like, San Francisco was not ready for us. I'm just saying. And we have plans to go other places. I've got a lot of international friends. I try to surround myself now in this part of my life with people that like to do the same things I like to do. It makes life way more enjoyable. Once you find out who you really are, you can make life so much better for yourself. And as long as you're not trying to be a people pleaser, which I know a lot of us, especially in our early life, that's all we know to do. But now I'm like, I'm over it. I'm just going to do me. It's like today I thought about, I can put on full makeup and all that stuff. I'm like, I'm just doing me. So on these live segments, y'all gonna see me. And that's about it. All right. So warning you now. So for Fridays, I'm gonna do Free for All Fridays. And it was so cool that Friday was today and it was the first and all that, because now we can just have an open discussion. And that's what I wanted to do. Free for All Fridays. It's just an open discussion. I'm going to tell people and remind them, though, it has to be a nice discussion. My life is full of rainbows and unicorns, okay? We will not get mean in the discussion. If you have something to say that's a negative, you need to say it to me personally and not my chat. That's not the community I want to build. And it's about community. I learned that community is everything, y'all. Everything. That's how we function in life, or at least I think you should function. We need each other. We need each other in life. So yeah, that's what Fridays will be about, free for all Fridays. And on Saturdays, I think I'll get some people interested in that too. It'll be salsa and cigars or cigars. Yeah, a little known fact. I haven't gone public with I smoke cigars, but guess what, y'all? I smoke cigars. I don't do it as much as I used to. And on Saturday, I might give you a little history about that. But I do. I like to dance salsa. I'm a salsa instructor. I like to smoke cigars. I've trained people on the etiquette of cigars. So I might throw that in there too. That's another little tidbit about me you'll get to know. But that's my lineup. So let me ask you this. Again, bear with me. I hope everyone has put in the chat where they're from. Let me see. I'm on chat. I've got all these things that you can push in this studio, so just give me a moment. I'm trying to see how this thing works. All right, Dennis is from Newport. Yes, if anyone, you'll probably heard me talk about Dennis. Dennis is my neighbor. But thank you, Dennis, for the support. I appreciate you. My neighbor told me about your channel. That's funny, Dennis. I like that. That's funny. Hi, Booby Goats. Hey, Aaron. How you doing? Let's see. Booby, because I'm looking at your name. Aaron, I didn't know you were near Murfreesboro. Girl. What? I didn't know that. I'm always in that area. Okay, we got to connect. We'll talk later, okay? Oh my goodness. And Catrice from West Virginia. You know, that little bitty state that people just go through. And if you blink your eye, you'll see it. Maybe. But Catrice, I want to welcome everybody for being on here today. So thank you for putting that in the chat. So, next question. See, I'm getting good at this. You see how I changed my banner? All right. Hey, and some of my YouTube friends that are out there, please let me know what else I can do to improve this. I know my lighting's not the greatest, but guess what? Goal. I'm getting my ring light. I've had one because, believe it or not, in my other life, I did lives, but it was mostly on like Instagram and YouTube. Not YouTube, I'm sorry, Instagram and Facebook. I'm not used to doing the lives on YouTube yet, especially by myself. But yeah, I got ring light and storage, and I'll be grabbing that this weekend. So anyway, I just put up on the screen, which daily segment are you excited to hear about? And by the way, Erin, when I look at your videos, Erin also has a YouTube channel. She is known as Booby Goat on YouTube, which I think is a cute name. But she keeps it real. I love it. She has her kids. They show their homesteading site, where they live and all that stuff. But yeah, Erin, I got to talk to you about that. I didn't realize that's where you were from. Okay. All right. So let's see. Put down in the chat which daily segment you're excited about. I just gave you the list of them. We talked about salsa dancing. We talked about cigars. And actually, yeah, Catrice, I'm going to call you out. Catrice is the one that told me I needed to add my cigars. She and we had a conversation. And she's not a cigar smoker, y'all. And she has no interest in being a cigar smoker. But I was just chatting with her one day about cigar smoking, and she had questions. And she's like, why aren't you telling people about this? So see, Catrice, I listen to you. Even though I don't want to admit it, I listen to you. And so like I said, it may not be every Saturday that I talk about cigars. I'm thinking about alternating between the salsa and the cigars. But one exciting thing I have a friend I have several friends, so they own cigar shops, but I have a friend close to me now. I'm in East Tennessee, who is going to allow me to film from his cigar shop. So shout out to Cigars of Morristown. I will be filming there soon, and they gave me permission to do a live there. It may not be at this time of day because what we decided was it may be easier to do it after hours. I don't know. We'll see. We're working it out. But yeah, I'm excited about that. That's my favorite cigar shop. And occasionally you may see me behind the counter there. So let's see. What else? Yeah. Let me see. Let me check. Again, I'm not used to having all these multiple tools around me. What have y'all put in my chat lately? All right. Oh, yeah, Catrice, the traveling Thursdays. Yeah. What I may do on that traveling Thursday segment, I may discuss places I've been, places I plan to go, share some experiences, share how I travel on a budget. I also travel in car and on airplane. I'm all about that passport life. And in that segment, I want people to share in the chat where they've gone, where they want to go, what their intentions are to travel in the future, or if they haven't traveled, what do they want to know about traveling? A lot of times people think, and again, we'll talk about that on a Thursday more, but they think you have to have a lot of money to travel. You don't. You have to have some, but you don't have to have a lot. We'll talk about that on a Thursday. So yeah, Catrice, that's a good one. Oh, Booby. I gotta keep calling you Aaron instead of Booby. Although I like Booby. I don't know why. That just makes me laugh. Salsa Saturday. Okay. Okay. What I want to do for the salsa part is maybe show y'all some beginning steps. Just enough so you can be dangerous on the dance floor if that opportunity comes up. And when I say salsa, there's a lot of things in the Latin dance world that falls under that umbrella. But again, we'll talk about it on Saturday. So good, Aaron. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about Flash had to have some cavities filled. Poor baby. I hope he's doing okay. But I think kids are so much more resilient than we are. Like, it used to freak me out to go to the dentist. No lie. I used to have the sweetest dentist for most of my dental life. And the last one was really sweet because, well, the one before that. Anyway, because he used to give me something the night before to calm my nerves before I got to him. I got to have some major dental work done now. But we'll talk about that probably on a Thursday because that's going to come under travel. Yeah, and you'll see why. You'll see why. Oh, yeah, I do that a lot too, Aaron. I read the captions. And Dr. Kiltz calls you Bobby. That's funny. Kilty, that's what I call him. Kilty's hilarious. Kilty's hilarious. Catrice, you want salsa lessons? Yeah, you're gonna need some. And you know what I'm talking about. Sometime in September. That's all I'm saying. I'm keeping it like that. Yeah. Sometimes we might be having a private conversation on a public forum, but I'm not going to give details. I'm just going to say, for the people who know, they know. Oh my goodness. So I'm reading all of the chats. Dennis is just laughing at me. Dennis always laughs at me. I think, Dennis, you think I'm hilarious, don't you? I crack myself up sometimes. Well, I'm just so glad y'all came today. I'm not going to talk the whole hour today. I just really And Aaron, you probably know too, it's about just pushing that live button and doing something, right? So I figured August was a good time to just start, just do it. And it's so weird that, how do I want to say it? The collective of conversations I've had with various people, right? Um, all led me to today. And like I said, Catrice talking to me about, why aren't you telling folks about cigars and cigar etiquette? Like I did a workshop in Knoxville not too long ago about cigars and cigar etiquette. Um, a lot of people are interested because I like the salsa dance. I had a lady the night because I usually dance on Wednesday nights at a place and teach on Wednesday nights a type of salsa. And one of the ladies that was there, she was visiting her daughter and she wanted to learn, but she got a little intimidated by it. I like the fact that I maybe can represent that women of a certain age or people of a certain age can still move and function like they did back. Actually, I actually move and function better than I did in my 30s. I really honestly do. Um, and she told me I was an inspiration. So I guess the main goal of my channel is to be an inspiration to people, especially those of us who are aging. Well, I guess all of us are aging. Yeah, we're all aging. But to show but to show life doesn't stop at a certain thing. I've been seeing a lot of things lately about being 40 as though 40 you have one foot in the grave. What's up with that? 40 is young. When did 40 begin start being like middle age and decrepit and falling apart? No, you should be thriving at 40. Honestly, when I was 40, that's when I got even more sassier. I remember telling a professor one time because I was getting my master's that year. Um, he kept asking me the question why to whatever it was he was asking me about. And I said, I would give him the answers. I said, because of this. Well, because of this. And well, because of this. And finally, he just kept doing it and doing it. And I looked at him and I said, finally, I said, because I'm 40, damn it. Excuse my language. Pardon that. I try not to use those words anymore as much. YouTube, don't ding me. But anyway, that's what I said to him because I finally felt that confidence to do stuff at 40. So I don't know where that comes from. Anyway, I'm going with the things that I've read in the Bible about living 120 years. And the community, especially the way of eating that I do, people are living a long time and functioning even past 40. Okay. Really? 40? Anyway, let me get back to the chat. Let me see what y'all are talking about. Oh, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. Yeah, have people. I think we have some of the same people, but again, this is such a new segment or a new thing that I'm doing because I looked at my analytics. Oh yeah, I got to tell a story about the analytics. And that's why I'm doing this. More lives, more engagement. Just like I met Erin, guys, and I haven't met her in person, but I met her through a chat on YouTube. And I mean, it feels like I already know her. You know what I'm saying? I watch her videos. I've talked to her in the chat. And in these YouTube streets, especially the community we come from, we support each other. And I really appreciate that. So, Aaron, I appreciate that. Oh, Dennis, good. I'm glad you're interested in all the segments. But hey, you never know when you might need to have a conversation about cigars, and you can at least say, well, I know somebody, right? Kind of like my shirt says, I don't know if you can see it. Like, this is about Jesus said, I can't, but I know a guy who can. So For cigars, you can say, I can't, but I know a gal that can, right? So let's see. I've got some more banners. Wait, let me try it again. Let's see. Y'all told me where you're from. You told me the segments. Y'all are already doing this. Please like, share, and subscribe. I always have to remember to say that, right? Again, this is just me learning how to do this thing, y'all. And I appreciate those of y'all who have chimed in. Fridays, again, I wanted, and Aaron, you're familiar. I wanted to almost be like, you know how we talk in some of the carnivore spaces and we just keep our chats going. That's kind of how I want to be. I want everybody to engage with each other and get to know each other, form another positive community. That's how we are with CCN. Those of you who are familiar with CCN, Chris Cook in Nashville, lovely community, positive community. So yeah, I know a lot of my videos have been about carnivore, and I'm just going to chat about it just a little bit, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Again, we don't have to stay the whole hour, but I'm going to be consistently here at noon, even if we don't stay the whole hour, right? Back in, wow. And it's in one of my videos where someone interviewed me. I started keto. I guess it would be 2007. I started keto, and I'll just make it real short synopsis. I started that, and my husband was around then. Some of y'all may not know, but I'm widowed. And we started keto. I really think that helped elongate his life. He had cancer, terminal cancer. So fast forward later, after going through a lot of things. Oh, and by the way, I had lost 86 pounds during that time. Okay. So I lost a fourth grader body wise, right? Fast forward, life happened, gained most of it back, but was also in a space where mentally, even, and this is in and around the pandemic time, mentally, even, I was not well. I was not well. Not something major, but just the brain fog, the hormonal issues, the emotional issues, the personal issues that I felt so defeated, right? Even faith-wise, I felt defeated, right? So something told me to go back to how well I felt after I had been keto. And I fell into, during the pandemic, we were all spiraling on YouTube, and I spiraled as well. So the things I found was Stephanie Perry. Again, we'll talk about her later. Jewel Pearson. We'll talk about her later. And Black Carnivore. That was her name. I wish she was still on live. Hello, if you're out there, come back. But I found out that there was even more, I don't want to say sophisticated. What's the word I'm trying to say? More fine-tuned way of doing keto, and that there were more benefits outside of losing the weight. There's more benefits to eating this way than the weight. It helps mentally, y'all. It helps physically. It even helps emotionally and spiritually. And again, one day we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about that on Monday with Mental Clarity Monday. But it really, really helped me as a total package. And that's when it kind of, fast forward to even now, I look back, it is my terrific life. My whole life is terrific. Yeah, sometimes I might get down still, but for the most part, I am happy. I am unicorns and rainbows. And I hope I exude that when people are around me. Now, there are the days because I'm actually a very deep thinker, and a lot of people don't realize I'm an introvert. They would deny it, but I am. I am an introvert. After I've been around a bunch of people all day, or in certain social situations, I'm good. I can float. I can work the room. But honey, trust me, I'm gonna need a day or two by myself and regroup. Felt like something was on my leg. And where I live, there are a lot of spiders around here, and I'm trying to make sure none of them are coming around me. Anyway, but yeah, enough about me. Enough about me. Ah, Bacon Baby joined us. Hey, Bacon Baby, put in the chat where you're from and how'd you find me? How'd you find this channel? Because I've Bacon Baby, I've seen you in other chats, but I don't know a lot about you. So please share yourself. Let me go back to this one. Tell us where you're from, Bacon Baby. I love your name too. I love it. I haven't eaten today, y'all. I'm fine tuning myself back to intermittent fasting. And I'm starting back with 16-8, fasting for 16 hours and having a window of 8 hours to eat. Once I get my body accustomed to that again, I'm going to switch it to 18-6. I'm trying to shorten that window and make sure I'm eating more OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. That seems to do the best as far as my energy. I've increased my fat. And of course, I try to keep my movement going daily. So that's what I'm working on. So I'm trying to fine tune that. Also, I just started back on my sleeping app. That's another thing, y'all. We've got to sleep appropriately. Like, the standard says 8 hours, but I don't think everybody's geared for 8 hours of sleep. I'm not. Usually 8 hours of sleep makes me groggy. So I put in my app that my sleep goal is 6.5 hours. It told me this morning I did it because last night was the first time I've done it in a while. And it even gives you the algorithm of how your oh, thank you, Bacon Baby. You subscribe. Thank you. It even gives you the algorithm of your REM sleep, your deep sleep, your core sleep. So it was pretty consistent. And I like that. My deep sleep was like 30 minutes. I'm trying to get it to the point where my deep sleep is 45 minutes to an hour. Because I'm hearing that that's when you get your most rest, and that way you can pop up and really be energized. I just purchased in my new little tiny place here some dark out shades. And so that's helping too, because I'm one of those people that if I see light, which I was seeing light like at 6 a.m., I'm like, what? Is it time to get up? And I don't want that. If I don't have to do that, I don't want to do that. But I am trying to, again, adjust my time frame. Realistically, I'm a late night person, but I was beginning to go back to my old habits, which isn't good, and sleeping like about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to do that. So I pushed it to midnight. I even have everything, because I like automation too. I like technology. I have everything going off by midnight and making myself go to sleep. It's not like I'm not tired. Making myself go to sleep by midnight and getting up about 7:30 in the morning. So yeah, that's what I'm working on too for the month of August. Oh Target Prime Rib. In fact, I think he comes on sometime this afternoon. Hopefully, I'm not overlapping him. I was trying to find a neutral time because, example, like Mondays, we all follow Mitch, and then I follow Two Crazy Ketos, and then I follow Chris Cookie Nashville. So it's like, I think by noon, we're okay. And then Dustin was doing it, but Dustin hasn't been on in a while. At least I haven't seen him. But anyway, I was trying to find a neutral time. So if I might adjust it and tweak it after a while, because I don't want to overlap anyone's time. But I'll be on Target Prime Ribs show interview in September, the first week of September. I don't remember the date right now, but I'll let y'all know. But yeah, thank you, Bacon Baby, for subscribing. And thank y'all for being here today. You're from Denmark. I'm sorry. I'm using my phone to look at the chat because I'm afraid to hit any of the other buttons on the screen up here. The more I practice this, y'all, the better I'll get, I promise. But you're from Denmark. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Wow, I think you're my first international subscriber. No, I take that back. I have another person from Mexico. She's my first international subscriber. So I might do that. I thought about this a couple of days ago. I might get a map and start pinpointing where people are from. I think that is so cool. And again, hey, Denmark, I haven't been there yet. International traveler here. Would love to see Denmark. Would love to see Denmark. And the thing is, I'm not trying to like hop over into your house or anything like that, so don't get me wrong. But I would love someone. When I travel, I really like knowing someone from that country or someone that's familiar, because I don't like just doing like the touristy stuff. Again, we'll talk more about it on a Thursday. But I don't like doing the touristy stuff. I like seeing how people live. I like seeing daily life. So that'll be a segment on Thursday. We'll talk more about travel then. That's my thing. I get excited about all the stuff I like to do. And I start rattling off. Oh, the only thing I did not include, but I think I'm going to put it with my Tiny Living day, my series on Tiny Living. I'm sorry, my computer keeps doing something. Anyway, and that's my car camping. I am a car camper. I do belong to several ladies groups that do car camping. I haven't been since January. And honestly, it's just too hot to do it right now for me. Depends on where I'm going. Like, I want to try out west in summer, but like in the upper elevations. But I might put part of that on the Tiny Living, because if you car camp, you're definitely living tiny. And how I function in my Subi. I have a Subaru. And a lot of people are like, you sleep in there? And I'm like, yeah. You'd be surprised what you can do when you open your mind to different things. So, y'all, if you had met me again in my 40s, you would see a whole different person. Basically, you would see a whole different person. I was very suburban. I was very city/suburban, because I grew up in a major city and moved to the suburbs. I was all about the suburb life. And don't get me wrong, I still like the suburb life. But I came to realize that life is more than this little box. And I've never liked I've never been the person that liked to be boxed in. Like, you look at me and you expect me to do only certain things just because of maybe how I look, maybe how I carry myself, maybe my ethnicity. But I'm so much more than that. And we all are. And sometimes I think we pigeonhole ourselves into that little box and stay there. And when I meet people like that, I have the hardest time identifying with them. And I find myself, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it, God, right? I find myself going, why? Why are you like that? Why do you limit yourself? Why do you limit your life to something only about that big when the life is out here? I've always wanted to experience different things. So I finally made up my mind that I was, thus starting my YouTube channel to tell you about it. I really did. I had a person come up to me, a lady, that said, "Oh, how do you know to do all these things?" I'm like, "How do you know not to?" To me, it's a no-brainer. If you like, and I'm just using salsa as an example, because she was in the salsa dancing space. I'm like, you found out you wanted to learn to dance and you wanted to learn to dance salsa. You found this. Guess what? The rest of your life is the same way. I don't understand that question. That's just not me. Just not me. Going back to the chat here. Keep rattling away. Okay, Aaron. Y'all are funny. Oh, thank you, Catrice. Aaron put up here, and I'm got to figure out how to put my little quotes up here. I saw it yesterday, but I can't remember how to do it. And I'm afraid to push a button right now. But Aaron just said, I asked the same questions about people too. I think it's the brain fog that boxes them in. You know what? You might be onto something, Aaron. Yeah. And being a former teacher, you would look at your classroom. I taught mostly, and you're gonna see me playing with my hair because I was like, what? I taught mostly kindergarten, but sometimes I would look at my students and you would see students that no matter what their home life or circumstance was, because I really always taught in more inner city schools because I felt like that's where my purpose was. But you would see kids that no matter and despite what their circumstance was, they thrived. They were about life. They did all the things. They matriculated well. They picked up and absorbed like sponges. And then you would see some that had almost everything that you can ask for in life, and they did nothing. I don't get it. That was always my biggest puzzle during my career. I'm like, how do I affect the ones that are not intrinsically motivated? That was always, and I would tell parents every year, I would go, it's about intrinsic motivation for your child, for me, because it's not about my teaching skills. It's not going to be about any other teacher's teaching skills, because you're going to have some years they're good and some years they're not. But intrinsically, what's on the inside, if I can make your child question, and not only question, but find the resources, it's a no-brainer. They'll thrive the rest of their life. So I guess for me, being a teacher's kid, that was part of it. My childhood was very sheltered. My mom was extremely overprotective, but the one gift I had was to read, and I read well. Reading took me places. And I vowed very young that I was going to go see those places. Okay? Again, I'll talk more about where I've been, because I have hit two major places that I've wanted to go in my life. But we'll talk about that on a Thursday. Okay? I'm trying to stay right here, y'all. I'm trying to stay in my segments. Not boxed in, but just in my segments. So anyway, let's see. If you click on the chat, I think stream. Oh, yeah. Like I said, Aaron, I practiced it yesterday. I'm just kind of intimidated to do it today. So today I'm gonna use my phone. Tomorrow maybe I'll try it. Yeah. Oh, Dennis says he too likes to forego touristy activities and would rather spend time learning about the local life. Exactly. Exactly. When I moved here, so I moved from Middle Tennessee, Aaron. That's why I was like, I didn't realize you're in Middle Tennessee. When I moved here from Middle Tennessee to East Tennessee, I didn't know anybody. I take that back. I knew three people. That's it. And yeah, I hung around those three people for a while, but those three people didn't have the lifestyle that I was looking for. And it was nothing wrong with their lifestyle. I still engage with those three people. But I was looking for more. Up here in East Tennessee, y'all, if y'all have not been to the Smokies, oh my goodness, you gotta come. When I say it takes my breath away daily, it takes my breath away. I like the mountains, but being up here and seeing them every day and actually looking at them, I have to catch myself certain angles of places that I've gone to. The mountain range, it's like it just pops up from nowhere and it just brings tears to my eyes. It's so gorgeous, so gorgeous. And even though I don't like the ants that are trying to invade my space and the spiders that are trying to invade my space, I still appreciate all of the nature that I see around me. And where I live, again, we'll talk about that Tuesday, it exemplifies the beauty that's in this area. It is so serene. It is so peaceful. It's really cool. But again, we'll talk about that on a Tuesday because that's part of my tiny living. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Why I see I'll go out. What squirrel? Oh well. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Aaron, that StreamYard will kick me out. And I won't know how to get back. I'll be out there lost. I'll be out there lost. And thank you, Catrice, for letting me practice with you. Catrice, y'all, is one of my buddies that I bounce things off of a lot of times. And it's like she gets me. You get me, Catrice. You get me. Anyway, and we do a lot of shenanigans too, so we won't talk about it. I'm not talking about it. I'm just mentioning it, just throwing it out there, who you are. But anyway, I again appreciate everyone. Y'all, I can't believe I've chatted almost an hour. I was like, no, today's going to be a short segment, but I forgot how much I like to talk. And I'm beginning to see why people like going live too. It's so much easier. So what slows me down is editing, y'all. I did finally get me, whoops, it's charging right now. This little iPad right here. Yeah, that's me on one of my places. That's my feet. Anyway, at a beach in Puerto Rico. Anyway, I did get that and it makes it editing better. And I'm still going to use some of my footage. I've got so much to put on my channel, especially with the traveling. I didn't like my footage of when I went car camping, but I was still very new. So I'm still learning what should be part of the editing thing. You know what I mean? I'm watching other channels, and not that I want to imitate them, but some things I do want to emulate as far as how the camera angles are. I'm not a professional. It ain't gonna look professional, but it's gonna be for real. So I still want to do some of those videos. It just takes me a minute, y'all, to edit. So that's why I thought, in fact, one of my YouTube friends, I can't remember who, said, just go live. Go live. You don't have to edit. I'm like, that's a good idea. So that's why I'm live today. And I'll be live tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't know. I might mix a little bit of salsa with the cigars. It'll be salsa first though, and then the cigars. Because when you smoke a cigar, it's kind of hard to do salsa. But again, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do tomorrow, if y'all chime in on that, it's going to be more of the history of both of them. They connect. And I think that's why I put them together. They connect. The lineage connects together with that. And yeah, both are cool. Both are more than you expect them to be. Most people who are not familiar with the dance communities don't realize how powerful they are. Again, community, and the salt and the cigar community as well. Community. So again, community is everything, y'all. You can't live as a hermit. You cannot. Well, I mean, I guess you could, but who wants to? How are you going to have a terrific life if you live like a hermit, right? So anyway, back to my comments. Oh, Bacon Baby, you've been to Tennessee. Well, Elvis and all the touristy stuff. Yeah, well, I get it. I mean, 'cause especially where you're coming from. I mean, you want to see some of the touristy stuff too. But hey, if you make another trip back to Tennessee, let Aaron and I know, right? Right, Aaron? I'll show you east and middle, because I know that like the back of my hand. And I can kind of show you West Tennessee more too, from a more local perspective. But anyway, um, let's see, I'm gonna go back to my other banner and ask you guys, please like, share, and subscribe, which you all have done. And y'all, now unless you got something else you want to chat about, you're welcome, Bacon Baby. Now there's something else you want to talk about. I think I'm gonna cut this off. Oh wait, we have a new person. I'm gonna say hi to them, and that is Main Runner. Hey, Main Runner. I just switched my banner, but I can switch it back. I'm welcoming everyone. That part I know how to do. Main Runner. Tell us where you're from. Are you from Maine? That is the one East Coast state I have not been to. I've been to all the rest of them except for Maine. So from Maine, I want to know. I want to know real quick, because we're about to sign off in a minute. And I'm going to wait and see. Y'all can see it in the chat. Y'all can see it in the chat. So I'm going to go back to my other one. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get used to saying that, y'all. Again, this is new for me. This is new for me. Cool, Main Runners in Maine. I just told them, Main Runner, that I think I'm going to get a map and pinpoint where everybody's from when I do these lives. Because I think that's one thing I'm always going to ask, that question, where are you from? Just like for Erin, I didn't realize how close she lived to me. And Main Runner, you're in Maine. On my travel Thursdays, I might, if you pop in, I might be asking you some questions about Maine, because again, that's the one furthest east point of this country that I still need to travel to. And I heard it was beautiful. And that's something I probably would do in my car and do car camping with. So yeah, I got questions, Main Runner. And thank you for joining today. Woo. Look at God. Look at God. Anyway, again, sorry that you just jumped on. And oh, you're a runner. You're a real runner. And I'm having to use two things, Main Runner. This is my first live on YouTube, so I'm still learning all the things, so bear with me. You are a runner. You have a race on Sunday. Cool. I've never been a good runner. Now, I can walk, and I can walk fast, but I've never been a good runner. I can do salsa dancing, which almost gives you that runner's high. Not almost. It does give you that runner's high. So while you run it, I could be salsa dancing. Yeah, I'm silly, y'all. I am silly. I know I'm silly. But anyway, I guess Technically, we only have 3 more minutes. But if y'all have something else you want to add, say in the next 3 minutes. If not, I'm going to wave goodbye. Anything else, put it in the chat. Oh, main runner, that's fine. Oh, don't worry about when. This literally today was free for all Friday. We're literally just having a chat, getting to know each other. This is something new for my channel. I'm going to be, as you see, I did. Hey, Aaron, aren't you proud? I have my little banner going across the bottom of my screen. I'll go live Monday through Saturday. And some of the things I'm going to talk about, I have something. Yes, and good luck with your race on Sunday. But I have a different segment that I'm going to do each day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sundays for me and the Lord. So that's the one day I won't go live. I may be on for a whole hour, or I may be on for a few minutes. It just depends. But I'm hoping just to engage and interact with my community. Just another space for us to chill and get to know each other, but with just various topics. Free for all Fridays today, and hopefully you'll see all the other things. I'll go through them real quick since you just popped on. I'm gonna have a mental clarity Monday, a tiny talk Tuesday because I live in a tiny house, a walk with me Wednesday. So if it's not raining, I'll walk outside. If not, we can practice our movement inside, right? Travel thoughts Thursday, which that's where you'll come in again, main runner. Free for all Fridays, which happened to fall on the first day that I'm doing that, and that's today. And salsa and or cigar Saturday, or line dance. I might throw that in there too. But that's basically what each day is going to be about, y'all. Again, thank you all for joining me today. Thank you all for engaging in the chat. I appreciate every last one of y'all. For real. For real. You have made my Friday go really well. Can't wait to do this again tomorrow. And if you can't come tomorrow, I understand. No pressure. Okay. I want this to be laid back and informative and fun. That's all I want. That's what I'm looking for in my community. So, yeah, I'm going to say goodbye. And okay. All right, Catrice, I will do that. All right. And thank you guys for everything. Again, another practice day tomorrow. I figure by next Friday, I will have figured this whole thing out, right? So, y'all have a good Friday. And thank you for joining the chat. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.